Hello, New England Group. This is Stephanie Stiles, your injury prevention specialist with Fit for Work. We are getting ready to stand up and stretch. So if you could please stand up, tuck your chairs in, give yourself about arm's length away from each other. Make sure that there's nothing on the floor around you and give yourself a little bit of a safe area to move around in. We're gonna start improving our circulation, maybe get rid of those heavy eyelids from sitting around for a little too long, and warm up our bodies in general. All right, now that we've got enough room around us and everything is safely cleared out of our way, we're gonna jump right into dynamic stretching. So dynamic stretching is good for getting the heart pumping. We're gonna get the circulation moving and we're gonna get warmth, heat to our muscles to help them respond better to all of the stretching that we're about to do. So on the screen, you're gonna see a 15-second timer. It's gonna count down with us. I'm not always gonna be counting out loud, so you're gonna follow along with that screen. I will give you a couple seconds each time to get into position before that counter starts counting down. So the first thing we're gonna do is give ourselves high knees and arm circles. A little bit difficult out there. Hopefully not everyone's chewing bubble gum at the same time, but we are gonna do this just to help move through the stretching program a little bit faster. So we're gonna test out your coordination starting now. It's okay to move those arms backwards. Swing them however you want. The point here is just to wake up, stand up, start to feel a little bit alive. 3, 2, 1, all right. So the next one we're moving on to is a lunge. You might have to do this from the side. You might be able to do this forward. Just find the right space around you. We're gonna do nice and easy lunges. When you do these lunges, it is okay not to take a big, deep step. If you can't do it, then don't. You wanna make sure you're able to stand back up. So starting now, we're gonna start lunging. Alternate your feet. Take a step out as comfortable as you feel. Put your hands on your hips. Make sure that your shoulders are pointing up the whole time you do this lunge, and keep alternating legs through the lunge. 3, 2, 1, good. So the next thing we're gonna move into is a side lunge. Same thing as last time. Make sure your hands are on your hips. You don't have to take a big, deep lunge. We're just gonna go somewhere that's comfortable for you, that gets you moving. So starting now. Make sure your shoulders are pointing up. Make sure your back is straight. Really squeeze your muscles every time you lunge out to the side. And if you're ready for it, take a nice, big, deep step. And if you're not ready for it, what you're doing now is just fine. Good job, everyone. Moving on to our very last dynamic stretch. Remember, dynamic is just to keep our bodies moving, get our muscles warm, get our heart pumping. We're gonna kick our butts, our own butts, not anyone else's butts around you. So while we're doing this, we're gonna also flash our hands, starting now, for 15 seconds. So on the screen around you, you're gonna see some information about the importance of a dynamic warm-up. Keep that in mind as you guys go out onto the field and into your jobs every day and you warm up. We wanna know why we're doing both. Moving on to the static portion of our stretching, that means we get to take a little bit of a break. The hard part's over. So this is the sit still and stretch part, not actually sit though, stay standing. First one we're gonna move into is just reaching towards the ground. It's great if you can reach your toes. It's even better if you can reach the ground. But if you only reach towards your toes, that's okay with me. I always award extra points if you can actually touch your feet. So starting now, we're gonna reach down towards those feet, stretch out as best you can. It's ideal if you keep your knees straight from here, but if you can't really bend forward with your knees straight, go ahead and bend them a little bit just to take some of the pressure off of your hamstrings. The wider the stance, the better. Great job, everyone. The next one we're gonna move into is same position, so keep a good wide, nice stance. Reach out to one side and reach towards those toes. Same as last time. It's okay if you can't reach your foot. It's okay if you can't reach the ground, but reach as far as you can. Hold this position for 15 seconds starting now. When you're doing this, try to really keep your feet facing forward. So in your case, maybe towards the screen in front of you. In my case, I'm facing my feet towards you guys. Okay, up for a breather, but you know we're going down to the other side now. So starting now, the opposite leg. Great. So the next static stretch that we're gonna do is gonna be a little bit of a lunge. We did this with the dynamic warm-up, but we're gonna do it again. Starting now. Bring that leg out in front of you. Put your hands on your hips. Arch your back backwards. The stretch that you're getting out of here should be the back leg. If you feel great about this, lunge forward just a little bit more. If you don't feel so comfortable, if it doesn't feel great on your knees, just keep it up a little bit. Great job, everyone. We're gonna switch sides. So bring the other leg forward. Big, deep lunge if you can. If you can't, that's okay. Don't hurt yourself. If you get into a situation where you think you're gonna fall over, raise your hand, someone around you will come and save you. Not me, I'm over here on the camera. Make sure your shoulders are back. Good deep breathing when you do this. We're feeling good yet? Feel the burn yet? All right, you guys. 3, 2, 1. Great job. Hamstrings. Those are the muscles on the back of the leg. We're gonna attack those ones next. So there's many ways to do a hamstring stretch, but in this case, we're actually gonna put that leg out in front of us. One leg behind us, bend forward, and hold on to that stretch, starting now. You should feel this in the back of the leg that's in front. If this is sore on your knees, you could bend your knee a little bit. Preferably you wanna keep your knee straight when you do this. We're moving on to the other foot. So put one leg back, one leg forward. Same thing, we're jumping right into that hamstring stretch starting now. If it's uncomfortable, take a little bit less of a step. That's okay with me. Bowing forward is gonna really get that hamstring involved. When you do this, make sure your toes are pointing forward as well as your hips. 3, 2, 1. All right, you guys, very good so far. This is my favorite one. I call this the bonus stretch. In some videos, there might be a buddy system that you'll learn how to do this, but for right here, right now, we're gonna do this together. You might need to hold on to something around you, a chair or a table, but bring your ankle up to your thigh if you can do it. One-legged stance. Are you ready? Starting now. Squat down just a little bit. Bow forward just a little bit. Hold that together. Don't fall over. You guys are doing great. You should feel this in your low back. This is my favorite stretch for drivers. Great job, everyone. Switch legs. Find your stance, find your center of gravity. Bring that ankle up to the knee. Same stretch, starting now. Bow forward. Squat down just a little bit, if you can do it. This is actually a really great stretch, so keep going. Moving on to the next stretch, we're gonna do a quad stretch next. That's the muscle in the front of the leg. So can you do it? Can you grab your ankle? Can you grab your pant leg? Can you grab your shoe? Hold on. We're gonna start this stretch now. When you do this, it's ideal if you can get your body as upright and straight as possible. Try not to stay bent over, it gets a little bit weird. You don't get a good stretch out of that. Keep your balance the best you can. I'm not perfect, nobody is. Good. Moving on to the other side. Let's try this again. See where our balance is. Hold on to wherever you need to hold on to, starting now. I don't know if I'm really great at talking and balancing, but I'm doing good so far, everyone. So have high expectations out of all of you. 2, 1, great, we're doing good. We did a little bit of our low back, we did our hips, but we're gonna do low back again, and we're gonna move into the upper back as well. This is actually one of my favorite stretches. I think we all do this when we get out of bed in the morning. Hands on your hips, arch your back backwards, lean back, look up at the sky, take some deep breaths, nice and relaxed. Keep holding on to that for 15 seconds. All right, sticking with our upper back. Good posture, shoulders up straight, hands on your hips. Pinch your elbows back. I'm gonna stand to the side for this one, starting now. Keep those elbows pinched back. Keep your shoulder blades pinched back. Look up. Really do a good job at pulling your head back, trying to stretch your neck the best that you can on this stretch. This is one of my favorite ones to do after long drives or often after sitting on my computer for a long period of time. It's a really good one to do after you've been on your cell phone for too long as well. All right, so the next few stretches that we're gonna do are gonna be a little bit uncomfortable at times, and that's okay. We're gonna find some things that might be sore. If it's painful, uncomfortable, modify it a little bit because we don't want pain. We want some discomfort. Stretching's great. So the first one we're gonna start off with is a hand behind the back. Start with your left hand, put it behind your back, tilt your head away. When we do this stretch, you're gonna feel this up in this area. You're gonna feel a little bit of tightness in the neck maybe. Sometimes you're gonna feel it in the shoulder. Again, that's perfectly okay. If this is a sore stretch for you, it's probably something you want to do more often. To add a little to that stretch, you can tilt your head forward. Great job with that one. Switch to the other side. This is where the truth comes out. We're going to compare left side and right side here. So same thing, put that arm behind your back, tilt your head away. When you do this, make sure that you're feeling a good, nice stretch through here. So really tilt that head away. If you want to add to it, tilt your head down. I know that when I do this stretch, I really start to feel it in my neck, but only once I tilt my head down. Great job with those ones. Okay, moving on. We're gonna do a little bit of a wrist stretch. So palm out in front of you, left hand's out for me. When your hand's out in front of you, bring those fingers back. I'm gonna turn to the side a little bit so you can see this. I do this stretch all the time. My stretch is gonna look a little bit different than your stretch, and that's okay. And no, I'm not weird. Stop saying things like that. When we do this stretch, you're gonna feel this more in your forearm than you are in your wrist. This is a great stretch for when we go through the season and we have a little bit of discomfort in our elbows. Change that up now. Make a fist, roll that down and in. We're gonna pull backwards on that fist. This is another really great one for elbow tendonitis. So you're gonna feel soreness through here when you do that stretch. If you do feel that soreness, this is definitely another stretch that you wanna try a little bit more often, maybe a couple times a day. This is gonna help get rid of the symptoms that we feel in here. Okay, so we're gonna start over with the other side. Again, we're comparing and we're feeling everything. Start off with palm out. Pull that hand back. You might feel this in the wrist, but you might also feel this along the forearm. This is a great one to do for tendonitis. Also, if we're doing a lot of things like gripping, if you're working with a lot of equipment, hands are on a steering wheel, this is a great stretch for that. Good job, everyone. Make a fist. Roll that in, pull that fist inwards. This is a great deep stretch. Same thing as the other side. For those of you who are feeling a little bit of discomfort up through here, those are some early symptoms that we want to manage now, not until it gets worse. We don't want to wait until it gets worse. Sliding right into the next stretch. This one I call a hitchhiker stretch because we're working on our thumbs. So we're going to make a fist. We're gonna pull that thumb down or back, however you feel a stretch out of this one. Hold on to that stretch. It's gonna feel a little awkward. Move it around. There's no perfect way to do this. Again, my stretches will look a little different than yours. I do these ones a lot. You might not. Other hand, bring that thumb out, make a fist, pull back. You can pull down, you can pull backwards. Either way, find a position that you feel a little bit of a stretch in and keep cranking on that. Don't dislocate it. I am not there to fix it for you. Keep that position going. Great job, everyone. So one last stretch that I love for everyone to try out. We're actually gonna sit back down in your seats to do this stretch. I don't really have anywhere to sit along with you. So let's make this quick because I can't be there to harass you all. Go ahead and have a seat in your chair. I'm gonna wait. You're talking too much. Are we there yet? All right, here we go. So we're gonna do the same stretch we did earlier. This is my absolute favorite stretch again. So it's the same position. Do we remember this one? You're sitting down. You're gonna put your ankle to your knee. Some of you can't get there, and that is totally okay. It's all right if you put your foot out in front of you and maybe get your ankle to your shin instead. There's a little bit of background noise for this. We're gonna roll through this. Hold this position. When you do, grab onto your shin, grab onto your ankle, pull your body forward, lean into the stretch while you're sitting down. I want you to really feel this in your low back. Add a little push to your knee. Did we get all that? All right, you guys, good. Stay sitting. We're gonna switch legs. This one a little bit fast, but it's my favorite, so if the only thing you do is learn it today, that's okay. Switch legs, are you there? Good. Cross that ankle over your knee. Hold on to your shin, hold on to your leg. Don't fall over from your chair. Bow forward. Really try to bring your chest towards your leg. I know this is not easy to do, but there's a lot of great value out of it. Push down on that knee a little bit. I fell over. I can't help it. I don't have a chair. All right, everyone. The stretching's done. The pain and the torture's over, and I know that you did great because secretly I'm smiling on all of you right now. Don't look around. I'm here. Trust me. So what I want you to know is throughout the season, when you get these sorenesses and aches and pains that you were feeling today from some of these stretches that you're doing, that's what we're here for. That's what Fit for Work wants to deal with. So when you get sore during the season, let your foreman know, let your supervisor know, tell somebody. Fit for Work will come on site. We'll work on these soft tissue issues now before they become a problem. We're gonna prevent injuries. That's what we're here for. We wanna know when you're sore. Let your foreman know. With that being said, thank you everyone for helping out today and being a good participant in the stretching program. You're gonna see these all year round, so hang in there, you're gonna get better at them. Thank you so much.